POV is 2016, the golden age of the online beauty community, and all your favorite influencers like Jaclyn Hill, Manny MUA, Patrick Starr, etc., all just dropped their Sephora sale recommendation videos, their Sephora wish list for the holidays, and their best of beauty yearly roundups. You're ready to watch them all and take notes on all the makeup, skincare, beauty tools, and hair care that they think is worth their splurge on the only 2 times of the year that Sephora has an actual sale. And of course, start saving for the next one. The spring and fall Sephora savings events might as well be more important than any other holiday for beauty lovers. And oh my god, the holiday kits, the advent calendars. This was the time of the year when you restocked on all of your beauty favorites and even felt less guilty about finally spending money on new makeup. Fast forward to the 2025 holiday season. Do you still feel the same way? Are you still that excited about the Sephora sale and the advent calendars and the holiday kits? Or has that feeling kind of just fizzled away with time? Does it just feel different than what it felt like in 2016? You might not be the only one. So let's talk about it. Hey Corilla, I'm Nemesis. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My little space of the internet where we get to talk about beauty topics, but from a more critical perspective. Though I still like to talk about beauty from a fun perspective, so please follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and that's where you'll find that type of content from me. But anyways, before we get started, a moment for the song of the week. Last night, I watched the Selena y los Dinos documentary on Netflix, so I've been streaming Selena all morning, and yeah, today's song of the week goes out to her, specifically one of my favorite songs, Si Una Vez. What an anthem. What a voice. If you watch the documentary, trigger warning, is very fucking sad. At least it made me sad and also angry. I think I hate her dad. But anyways, that's a topic for another day. Let's carry on to today's topic because it's a heavy one. Okay, so the idea for today's topic actually came to me while I was doing the dishes and watching another YouTube video on my phone. And I got an ad for the Sephora savings event that happened through October 31st to November 10th, I think. And in that moment, I realized that for the second year in a row, I forgot about that damn sale. I didn't see my usual beauty creators talking about it. I wasn't talking about it. And most importantly and shockingly, I had no interest in partaking in the sale or building wish lists or building carts, which used to be a very important tradition in this household. As you can see, I do love makeup and beauty. I mean, hello, this used to be the moment. So for a second there, it made me a little bit nostalgic for like a simpler time when, as I said, me forgetting about this sale was impossible. Not just because I loved the sale, but because social media wouldn't have allowed me to forget anyways. Both my YouTube and my Instagram feed would have been flooded with Sephora sale recommendation videos, but it just didn't happen this year. And because of those factors, the holidays and Sephora used to go hand in hand in my mind. This would be the time of the year when I would either ask for Sephora gift cards as Christmas gifts or ask for very specific items that were only available at Sephora. Both for Christmas and for my birthday, because I am a Sag. December baby. So, you know, me and my nostalgic self went into TikTok to see if by any chance I had just missed the content. Maybe it was out there. But girl, imagine my surprise when I opened the app and this is what appears on my screen.
I'm out.
Sephora is scared. They're really fucking scared.
So Mariah Carey and Sephora really thought they could distract us with Christmas sparkle and high notes? Like we forgot what's going on?
Video after video of people ranting about the most recent holiday commercial by Sephora featuring Mariah Carey and Billy Eichner. Girl, the nostalgia, it went out the window. It got replaced by secondhand embarrassment because what the hell was that commercial? Ay, Dios mío. My little nostalgia bubble was popped by the reality that Sephora has been going through a bit of a social decline, even within the beauty community. So let's talk about it. Why not? Okay, first things first, I believe that in order for us to understand why so many people had such a visceral negative reaction to that commercial, we need to establish that the social disdain that people had for Sephora, but more specifically the LVMH group, the conglomerate that owns Sephora, it did not start with the commercial. That was almost like a final nail in the coffin for a lot of people, but it wasn't always like that. That disdain, it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. As I referenced at the beginning of this video, Sephora has been widely loved and respected by beauty consumers and by beauty creators for as long as I can remember. And I mean, what's not to love? From the very first year that Sephora arrived in the US, which was 1998, 1 year after being acquired by LVMH, they have been pioneering as a multinational retailer, offering every category of beauty products that you can think of in a luxurious yet approachable store setting where you get to try, test, and touch the products before purchasing them. That might not sound as revolutionary to you now, but before Sephora, the standard method of operation for stores that sold beauty products was similar to that of the drugstore, where the products are in shelves where you can see them, but you cannot test them and you cannot try them, let alone sample them. We got spoiled by Sephora, basically, and that was very revolutionary for the times. On top of that, their rewards program turned their shopping experience into an incentive for regular shoppers. If you are by any chance not familiar with their rewards program, it's basically divided in 3 different tiers where you get different perks depending on where you fall. Anyone who joins the program starts at the first tier, which is the Insider. Once you have dropped a total of $350 within a year, you reach the second tier and you become a VIB. And if you drop $1,000 within a year, you reach the third and highest tier of all, the Rouge. In this tier, you get a higher percentage when the Sephora savings events come around, invites to exclusive events, early access to new drops via the app, expedited shipping, etc., etc. Mind you, you do have to keep spending a minimum of $1,000 a year to maintain your Rouge status. It's not like you achieve it and then you're a Rouge forever. And this same rewards program, the exclusivity of it all, the fact that there are only 2 sales in the year is what made Sephora such a popular destination for beauty creators to not only shop at, but also promote on their platforms. They were getting access to not only high-end luxury makeup, skincare, and beauty brands, but they were also getting perks from it that maybe in other competitor retailers like Ulta, Macy's, CVS, etc., maybe they were not getting. And so beauty influencers took Sephora's popularity from here to here. And they did that by basically being the roadmap for their followers on how to get the best deals possible at Sephora, choose the best products possible, and get to know the brands. Back in my day, Sephora was just this store that existed for adults in my brain, more specifically for rich adults, because not only did it look like very luxe and high end from the outside, but also I didn't know about 95% of the brands that were sold there. All I knew is that it looked very beautiful and intimidating from the outside. Plus, at least in my case, the women in my family didn't really wear makeup. I didn't grow up looking at my mom doing her makeup or anything like that. So there wasn't even a chance that I was gonna walk in that store with my mom or my aunt or whoever to, I don't know, experience it firsthand. And even though that's a very niche example, I know I'm not the only one. I just know it. It was not common or normal to see a 13-year-old inside a Sephora, at least not back in my day. But then everything started changing with the rise of beauty influencers. They were regular people that were showing their followers how approachable the store actually is. And they were teaching their audience about the different brands that were available there and showing that there were also different price points. And I mean, look at where we are now. Now it's super normal to see tweens and teens inside of a Sephora. Now a 14-year-old actually does know about YSL makeup and Laura Mercier and Anastasia Beverly Hills. That was not a thing back then. And as Sephora noticed the huge impact that beauty influencers had on not just their popularity, but their visibility online, they started partnering with them in a myriad of ways, from paid partnerships to PR packages to collaborations, and eventually creating the infamous Sephora Squad, which I was selected for in 2022. Yeah, that's part of my lore, if you didn't know. The squad consists of a group of 50 to 70 people, kind of changes every year, all ranging from beauty creators to Sephora employees and even brand ambassadors, with the purpose of creating a more direct relationship between Sephora, creators, and consumers. In my personal experience, having been part of this aforementioned squad, it mostly just felt like a boot camp of how to be a better beauty creator or how to be a beauty creator, period. It kind of taught us how to network, monetize content, and if you're smart, also, since we got a lot of like face-to-face with brands sold at Sephora, that was your opportunity to form personal relationships with them so that when your year at the Sephora squad ends, you can continue partnering with these brands and somehow still have a link to Sephora. They still got you there, girl. Point is that it was interesting. I did learn a lot. My personal highlight was that in my year, I got to be part of my own Sephora commercial.
Hola, besties. So I'm going to put you onto Sephora's hair care. Look at this. They got Amika. They got a Moroccan oil. They have everything you need for your hair care routine.
Kerastase, which I love for my wash days.
At Sephora?
Yeah, that's also part of my lore, which is very ironic because I'm about to talk about a different Sephora commercial that had the opposite effect than, my commercial had on me. So we covered why and how Sephora rose to popularity within the beauty community and why it was so undeniably loved and respected by creators and by consumers. So how did we get to today's video? As many of you can agree, Sephora's reputation is just not what it used to be back in my day. I need to stop doing that. It's really not that funny. But don't get me wrong, they are still very much making bank. And I'd say to the general Western beauty consumer, they're still the leading retailer for most things beauty, especially high-end beauty products. But I categorize their slow, ongoing social reputation decline in two different groups, the economic and the political. You could say that these two go hand in hand, and I would agree with you. But for the purposes of this video, so that it's easier for me to kind of like explain the differences, let's split them in these two groups. First, let's talk about the economy related decline. Girl, let me be the first one to tell you, the economy is in shambles. Of course, I am joking. This is not breaking news. We all know it. We've all heard it. We feel it. I'd say that specifically since COVID, things have not been the same. Things have not felt the same. They have not worked the same, and all for the worse. Unless you're part of the 1%, which if you are, why the hell are you watching this video? Send me money instead. Sorry, the demon took over. Between unemployment rates, the tariffs, government shutdown, inflation, etc., the 2025 economic crisis has been alive and well. Let me tell you. And that obviously has been affecting how people choose to spend the little money they have left. And when it comes to beauty products, Sephora's competitors are kind of low-key eating them up. And this is not coming from me. Miss Cecile Cabanis, girl, whatever. This is the CFO of the LVMH conglomerate, admitted that during the company's Q1 2025 earnings call, Amazon's presence is hitting Sephora's momentum online because of its aggressive pricing strategy. Their brick and mortar growth, aka their stores, they seem to be doing okay. But when it comes to e-commerce, competitors like Amazon and even TikTok Shop, they are offering the same exact brands and products that are sold in Sephora, but at more affordable prices. They tend to run sales all year round. It's not like Sephora that you can only get, discounts twice a year. So for consumers that are actively looking to save money on beauty essentials, shopping on Sephora's website won't be their number one option. It won't be at the top of their list. And that's, of course, without mentioning retailers like CVS, Walgreens, Target, Walmart, who offer alternative brands with very comparable quality, let me tell you, at way more affordable pricing. And actually, something very funny that Sephora did this past summer as a response to this crisis that they were going through, they were quite literally paying people to go shop in stores. Yeah, to derail them from shopping online, aka distract them from the Amazon offers and the TikTok Shop offers. They partnered with Lyft to offer customers $20 off rides to select Sephora stores in New York City, Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Chicago. In addition, they offered customers who visit stores $10 off their purchase of $50 or more at checkout, a free personalized skincare scan, and exclusive product sampling. Girl, If that didn't scream desperate, I don't know what does. Even though their decline in e-commerce sales wasn't even that bad, but still, like it's a corporation. There can't be even a single little bit of decline. There can only be growth. Capitalism! So yeah, they still felt it, and they still felt the need to do anything and everything to get customers back. Another two, maybe more minor reasons that have kept consumers from shopping at Sephora is first, the disappointment in the rewards program, which is very ironic because this rewards program is what initially got a lot of people into the store, into shopping at Sephora. But now I feel like it just hasn't aged very well. The perks are just not adding up with the amount of money that you have to spend to stay on your tier. There have also been stock issues with birthday rewards, which are like free products that you get on your birthday. And generally, people, me included, have realized that the Ulta rewards program is so much better. You actually get to save money there. And the third and last factor that I would also put on the list is the fact that customers have realized that sometimes you can get way better deals and savings for Black Friday, the holidays, and all year round when you shop directly through the brand's websites instead of through Sephora's website. Like, why just get 20% off through Sephora's savings event in the fall when on Black Friday you can get 40, 50, 60% off on the brand's websites? You know what I'm saying? The beautiful and brilliant Kelly Gooch, I think that's how you pronounce her name, did an amazing job covering these 2 points on her The Sephora Sale is Diabolical video, which I'll link in the description in case you want to hear more about this. Now, let's get into the more political reasons why Sephora has lost a good chunk of their beauty consumer base, or so it seems. Sephora, just like many a corporation, many a retailer, has been no stranger to controversies and cancellations throughout its years in the US. There have been lawsuits over discrimination, racial profiling, unpaid wages. There was a whole class action one over their misleading clean at Sephora labeling, and a very particular and crazy data privacy settlement after Sephora was found to have sold customer personal information without clearly informing them or providing them a way to opt out. In most recent years, Sephora has found itself, as well as their parent company LVMH, in many people's boycott lists, primarily for two reasons. First, their ties to Israel.
I think that a really big company that's doing so much harm to the Palestinians is LVMH, and I do believe that LVMH should be added to the targeted boycott list, which includes Disney, Starbucks, and McDonald's. LV's owner, who is Arnold Bernot, invests in tech firms in Israel. But not only that, but LVMH is actually heavily involved in the diamond industry, which, if you did not know, is a huge export industry for Israel.
And second, their ties with Donald Trump. We are living in a simulation. I hate this. Yeah, the CEO of LVMH, Bernard Arnault. Girl, I don't care to be pronouncing his name correctly. But yeah, this man considers good old Donald one of his besties, one of his friends. And he very much supports Donald's entrepreneurial decisions for the US economy. You know, bestie behavior. They just go together. But yeah, both of these ties were more than enough reason for many people to be like, yeah, I don't want to shop there ever again. And you know what? Rightfully so. I get it. I get it. So yeah, when you put together all of these unethical practices, let's call them that, on Sephora's record, and the economy being so bad that it's basically having people choosing between paying rent or putting food on the table, then we get to this godforsaken commercial that basically felt like a slap in the face to the working class. Let's talk about her. Girl, that commercial was bad. Listen, even if you are of the group that think that the commercial wasn't that deep, that it wasn't purposely evil, objectively, you have to admit the commercial was bad. It was so corny, and it wasn't funny, and it wasn't clever. And it sure as did not make me want to go buy luxury goods at Sephora this holiday season. But if you are open to having an open conversation, a more critical conversation about this damn commercial, please join me in breaking her down. Okay, so the commercial opens with none other than Mariah Carey, the official slash unofficial mother of Christmas. She's dressed as a little angel and she walks in saying, Halloween slayed, but now, while the time on screen goes from 11:59 to midnight, marking the end of spooky season and the start of Christmas season, as she's about to sing, it's time. But in the commercial, her voice cracks as she notices that her little Sephora bag is tilted to the side as if someone has been rummaging around, taking things from there. And then she turns around and we pan to an elf played by Bill Eichner, who I guess in this world, he's like her servant? Girl, I don't know. And he says,
Bad news, Mariah Carey. The elves are striking this year. Elf revenge for putting us through holiday hell. Santa's helper quit. I'm pawning all this so I can afford elf therapy.
So he is stealing her luxury goods to pawn them to be able to pay for therapy, aka his healthcare, after being exploited at work during the holiday season.
Wait, is this fucking play about us?
Little bit on the nose, dare I say.
Your lipstick? I'm taking it. Christmas, it's canceled. No bells, no cheer, no glam.
Pump the brakes. I hate to be this person. I hate to be this person, but I'm about to be. This whole canceling Christmas, it sounds familiar. It sounds too familiar, dare I say, to the conversations that were going on online during the holiday season of 2023 and 2024. When, there was a good chunk of people asking others to basically cancel Christmas, but it wasn't really to cancel Christmas. They wanted to cancel the overconsumption aspect of the holiday season by, boycotting holiday shopping during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas as well. And it wasn't for shits and giggles. It wasn't for fun. It was, in solidarity with the current ongoing genocides that are happening in Gaza, Sudan, and Congo. I distinctly remember that these boycotts did include big conglomerates like LVMH, as well as big tech companies and diamond manufacturers, because they were all, directly tied to these genocides and also the misuse of tax money from US citizens. So yeah, the boycotts and the canceling Christmas of it all wasn't happening out of spite, just, be petty or like an internet trend or anything like that. They were very meaningful boycotts that, had a big impact. I mean, now we have a commercial for the 2025 holiday season, basically telling us,
you can't cancel Christmas.
So yeah, these companies, these executives, these conglomerates, and these corporations are very well aware of these conversations. So just putting that out there. Back to the commercial.
Any last words?
Yeah.
It's time!
Can we not?
Yeah, I'm not gonna play the rest of that because she goes on to sing a portion of her iconic hit, All I Want for Christmas, and copyright will not get me. But yeah, in short, she's basically like, you silly little worker. You can't stop people from shopping for the holidays. So I'm gonna get on my sleigh and spread holiday cheer in the form of Sephora bags while I sing a song about not needing material possessions for the holidays. So yeah. Oh, also, I'm turning you into a little snowman because whether you like it or not, you're gonna be part of this too. And well, that's how it ends. Happy holidays! Listen, could this just be a silly commercial that uses Mariah Carey's icon status during the holidays as a way to get people, hyped up and go spend their coin at Sephora for their beauty essentials? Sure, it very much could be. But as I said, we're putting on our little critical thinking caps, right? Because listen, the amount of work, research, and approvals that it takes to create these holiday campaigns, especially a national commercial, girl, it's no joke. Every little line, every prop, every shot, every angle of that commercial took a rigorous amount of work from different teams. It wasn't just the executives. The executives, approved everything at the end. But this is not just all put together in like a few months. So everything that was shown and said in that commercial is very intentional. Every little aspect of that commercial is meant to spark a reaction. Which reaction would that be? Well, that depends on the type of viewer. For example, on my side of the internet, my side of TikTok, the reaction was overwhelmingly negative. Why? Because there is already an ongoing conversation about class consciousness that is very much, steeped in these people's brains, including mine. So yeah, watching that, definitely it sparked a reaction. It it felt almost like mockery. But for a different audience that is not constantly thinking about these issues, it might just be a fun commercial where they get to see their icon Mariah Carey also be the face of beauty and holiday cheer. And to others, it might just be a simple reminder that the busiest and most exhausting time of the year at their jobs has arrived. And in my personal opinion, all of these reactions are perfectly valid for Sephora executives. They wanted virality, they wanted discussion. As long as Sephora's name is part of the conversation, they're winning. You know, I saw a good amount of creators online talking about how borderline disrespectful it was for Sephora to drop a commercial like this, especially in the times that we're living where healthcare benefits are being lost, SNAP benefits are being cut. But I don't think that the commercial was a response to those things. These holiday campaigns are planned way in advance. Like, not just a couple of months, but it can go to like last year's holiday season, or who knows if this was like a pitch from 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure that this was not a new idea. I'm pretty sure that Sephora executives had no clue that all of these disastrous things were going to be happening by the time that the commercial aired. All they knew is that, as usual, the holiday season is their most profitable time of the year, and their jobs is to maximize sales as much as possible. Were they intentionally mocking the working class with this commercial? Who's to say? Just like with any other piece of art or media, it's up to the viewer's interpretation. I know that at least for me personally, it left a really bad taste in my mouth. It did feel intentional. I can't just come on here and say with certainty that that's what they intended, because I don't know what the hell was going through their minds when they pitched this and when they approved it. All I can say for certain is how I felt about it. And it's not a coincidence that it wasn't just me that felt this way about the commercial. That being said, I'm glad the commercial was aired. I'm glad they did it. You know why? Because it sparked, actually, may I say, it reinforced the already ongoing conversations that were happening online and in real life about class consciousness and the unnecessary overconsumption that happens, especially in the holiday season. Because as much as we'd love to carry on with life and enjoy our little shopping hauls and just living life in general like we did in 2016, truth is that we're not. That is far gone. We know way too much now. We know that it's not healthy for us as individuals or as a collective to keep ignoring these very shady things and practices that huge corporations like Sephora, like Target, like Walmart, etc., do in order to get us to keep spending money and keep them going. Oh, my light died, but it's fine because I'm about to wrap this up. Bottom line is that I think this commercial reminded us of the reasons why we need to learn how to consume critically and more ethically. And we can't just put this knowledge in the back burner as soon as we hear Mariah Carey singing. But okay, that's it. That's all I have to say. I would love to continue this conversation in the comments. Please tell me what you guys think. Are you also disillusioned by Sephora? Or have you never even heard about all the things that you heard about in this video? Are you still living life like in 2016? Tell me what's tea. What is your opinion on the commercial as well? Do you think it was that deep? Do you think it wasn't? How do you take it? And thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you want to keep up with me or watch my beauty content, please feel free to follow me on Instagram at NemesisMarie06 or on TikTok at NemesisMarie_06. But most importantly, have a great rest of your day. Okay, bye.